Okay, so now we're going to look at digital responsibility, which has to do with how you can be a responsible user of the internet and what you should be doing in order to not leave a negative digital footprint and tarnish your reputation. So, don't be a digital dummy. So that means be smart about what you post on the web and what you say to or about others. The web is public and permanent. Don't be a digital gossip. So talking about others in a negative way makes you look petty and shallow, so don't do it online because it can be shared and shown to others. Number 3, don't be digital weak sauce. So don't let friends influence your better judgment. If someone posts something that you view as inappropriate, don't join the conversation unless it is in an attempt to encourage mature and responsible comments. So don't get involved. It could lead to online bullying, and if you've commented, you could be held responsible. Don't be a digital diva or divo. So provocative and sexy names and pictures can draw attention from people you don't want in your life. Plus, sexting or posting or sending provocative photos of yourself or others can get you into serious legal trouble. So be careful what you post on there. No one needs to see photos of you in certain clothing or without clothing. That should be private and should only be shared with people that, have a right to see that. People that you're intimate with, other people, the whole world does not need to see that. Be careful of what usernames you have. Be careful of what usernames you create for your emails as well, as a lot of the time, if you put that on a job on your resume or when you apply for a job, people can look at that and have a negative image of you, and it could ruin your chances of getting an interview. Now this says, remember what happened to Weiner. So that's his actual name. So he was a US politician who was married, had a kid. His wife was also a successful politician in that she worked for Hillary Clinton, and he was caught sending provocative messages to other women, and he was doing it through Twitter. So it was very easy for people to find out, and especially because I think he got hacked or someone posted the text that he was sending, so it was made public. He ended up having to quit his job. And later, last year, they found out that he was caught sending provocative text messages to underage girls. So that was all done online, and he got caught. And he's actually going to jail now. So be careful what you post, what you say, and what you do on there. A lot of the time as well, there are people that will pretend to be your age. So people will pretend to be your age, and they might then also start up a relationship with you online. Okay, and they might get you to send certain images of yourself, and then it ends up being that that person that you're actually talking to is a much older person. Okay, and those images that you've sent them, they might be spreading them to other websites or sharing them with other older people. Okay, so just be really careful. Like I said, those kinds of images should only be reserved for those people that you are in a relationship with. Okay, don't be a digital daredevil. So be careful about the sites and chat rooms you visit. There is too much at stake. You may find yourself connected with people who can destroy your digital reputation. So be careful what chat rooms or what websites or what photos you start to share or what certain content you view, because some things are illegal, and if you are caught, it can lead you to serious legal trouble. Number 6, don't be a digital creeper. So be careful what you download or look at, even for a laugh. The trail you leave becomes part of your digital footprint. Oh, and here's a photo of a nice young girl chatting to someone online, and this person's telling them they're 18, they're a fitness fanatic, so you think, oh, they must have a nice body. They go to college, when in fact she's actually just talking to an older man, okay? Don't be a digital mean girl or boy, so don't hide behind your computer by harassing or insulting others online. What will your digital posts say about you as a person? Lastly, don't be a digital dork. So information about you on the internet can be difficult or impossible to remove, and it can often become a permanent part of your online image. So, like you might see online photos of people that have gotten really bad tattoos. So that's an example of just be careful what you do share and how much of it you share, because it can be permanent and you might be embarrassed by it. Okay, and then this is just a little thing to show you. Where is it? Okay, here. So this is by the Canadian government. They put a timeline of the everyday life of a teenager or an adult, and how they would use the internet from morning to night, and the things that they would use the internet for, whether it's the phone, whether it's, Wi-Fi, whether it's a laptop, and how you're leaving traces with everything that you do. So 7:30 a.m. you might text a friend. So even if you delete the text, it's still a digital print. So your friend will have it. And also, for example, if anything were to happen to you and the police needed to check records of who you texted or who you called, all they have to do is contact, for example, Telstra or Vodafone, and they give them all those details. They'll tell them what number you texted at what time, or who you called at what time, and how long the phone call went for. So you're still leaving a footprint because a company has that information. If you download an app to your mobile device, you're putting your email address. You might have to pay for it, so you're putting your credit card information, and that app is most likely collecting information about you based, including your location and the contacts in your address book. If you're late for a soccer game, for example, you might call the coach to let them know. Phone calls, again, can be easily tracked. Alright, all you have to do is just go to the satellites or go to your service provider like Vodafone. So if you play a shift in game, people could be recording videos and taking pictures of your game with their mobile phones. They could post these on their favorite social networking sites, tag your name, and so on. So even if you're doing something, someone in the background could be recording it, and then it goes online. If you sent an email from work to your parents or from your school laptop, the employer has the right to access that email if they think that you've written about something that's illegal or inappropriate. If you've sent it to someone else's work, that work has the right to view that email. Okay, you drive your car to the coffee shop, your geolocation device plots your route and records your vehicle location at all times. So if you've got a Google Maps on, that's tracking where you're driving, your location. If you check in, you're showing your location to everyone, and that's being tracked also by, for example, Google Maps. If you use the bank machine at a coffee shop, so ATM, you're not only leaving a record of, you having used that ATM, but the cameras on the ATM machine are recording your behavior. If you use the internet from a computer at a coffee shop, everything would be tracked, okay? If you post pictures from the party last night on your favorite social networking site like Facebook, the pictures, the comments, can be accessed long into the future. Remember, Facebook keeps your information for 7 years. If you're tagging someone, okay, it shows your location. It shows the other people you were with. then you can click on those people's names and what do they have on their Facebook about you or about themselves that other people might see. If you go back and return some clothing you bought, you're required to give your driver's license, okay, if you need a refund or whatever. So you're leaving and you need to fill out a form. So you're leaving details there with that company. If you buy a birthday gift to a friend and use a credit card, that will also be recorded. If you buy a fast food meal, the security cameras, the card you use, it's all being recorded by the companies. What else is there? Oh, also another thing is be careful if you leave your phone lying around and password hasn't been set, or if someone else knows your password, okay, then your privacy can be compromised. There's all these other ones. What have we got here? Okay, so for example, accept someone you don't know that well as a friend online. So don't add people you don't know. If you haven't set up different privacy settings for different lists of friends, you may be giving that person access to a whole bunch of your personal information, and you don't even know that person. If you play a video game online with virtual people you've never met, it could still be collected online, okay? For example, you might need to put a credit card, your name, your address, okay, your IP address. All of that can be collected. If you order clothing or books online, you need to put your credit card and you're giving that company information on what you like. And they might then put ads on your on the websites that target your interests. Okay, so that's just an idea of how your privacy every day is being taken away from you, because all these things here are leaving a footprint. Alright, so what I want you to do now is I want you to think about, well, we would have brainstormed in class, but I want you to write the answers in your book and then we can talk about it on Monday. So what is your digital responsibility to not only yourself but to others as well? What can you do to create a good digital reputation? So what are some of the things you have to do so that you don't leave a bad digital footprint? And if a potential employer was searching for you online right now, what would they find out about you? So you might need to type your name into Google and see what comes up. Alright guys, that's it. Make sure you do the work and you're ready to show me on Monday. And I'll see you on Monday.